Hey guys, this is Rohana100 back with another video, and today I will give my review of E3 2012, my opinions. I will tell you about the news that came out. I'll also tell you about what I hate about it, and so on. So this will be a video with gameplay in the background, but instead I chose to have trailers from some of the biggest games that was shown at the show floor and at the conferences. So I hope you like it, and yeah. So to start with Microsoft, Microsoft did a very good opening. It was a kickoff in world class, to be honest. Halo 4, Splinter Cell, that was really great, and they really showed us that they have improved their openings, because last year's opening was not that good. They started with Call of Duty, but this time they chose Halo 4. Halo 4, for the most part, looks amazing. The graphics looks updated. The gameplay looks smooth. Uh, I'm really proud of 343 and what they did. I have uploaded some trailers on my YouTube channel to check out. It looks really good and it's going to be a blast to play later this year. Then we got Splinter Cell, Blacklist, and that looks pretty good, to be honest. You know, I'm not a fan of Splinter Cell, but this one actually, I might end up pick this one up because the gameplay looks really good, and it looks like a lot of fun. So they had some Gears of War Judgment there, a new trailer, a new Gears of War game. Damn, I'm a little bit sad because they only had like 45 seconds of screen time for that game, and then they had like 5 minutes for a Nike video for sports and so on. So that's a really fail in my part. They should really think about what they are doing with first-party exclusives, because the Xbox need more of them. Uh, what else they showed was Black Ops, Tomb Raider, a lot of third-party titles, and also some first-party Kinect titles. So the Kinect titles was okay, nothing special. I'm a little bit tired of talking about the Kinect. They can have small doses of it, but when it goes to like these big parts of just seeing someone dancing or jumping around like idiots, sorry, I just can't buy it. The smart glass looks actually really cool, but other than that, it was just some improvement from last year. New music service, new Bing service. And this is about games, you know, the Xbox is an entertainment system, I understand that, but seriously, they need to focus on the games. We need games, we are gamers. And that's what I'm about to tell about. So, Microsoft has almost the worst conference of them all. I will give them a 5 out of 10, which is mediocre, because it was not good. The only thing that dragged this thing up that was the South Park game, Halo 4, Tomb Raider. That was all they had. You know, the Gears of War, I didn't see much of that. I won't see much of that. So, sorry for that. And the next one that came out was EA's. And EA, you are the worst of them all. Seriously, you need to put yourself together, because that was horrible. You know, they showed us some lame gameplay footage of games we already know, and then they announced a new Battlefield service, and like they actually reminds me of Call of Duty Elite, to be honest. But anyway, it looked really horrible. You know, it was boring. The two things in that conference that actually held me up was Dead Space 3 and Crysis 3. Nothing else. Nothing else. You know, it's fun to have about FIFA, but the way they presented it was just so bad. I can't really take them seriously this year. So I will give them a 3, no, maybe a 2 out of 10. I know I sound a little bit harsh, but I'm really angry with them right now. So in my eyes, EA, you fail, you lost this competition. The next one up is the Ubisoft press conference, and this was the best one, without a doubt. This was really good, a well improvement from last year. It's not a perfect one, of course, but they actually focused on the games, which I'm really proud of, and they did some amazing job with showing them. Assassin's Creed 3, that was really cool, you know, the game looks amazing, and not only that, the gameplay looks really cool, the navy battles that was shown later, pretty cool, the hunting, everything. God, they actually reinvented the Assassin's Creed franchise, I think, and that's what I'm really proud of, you know. They also showed some Splinter Cell gameplay that was different from the Microsoft one. That's really cool. The trailer, amazing. Again, and they also showed a new IP, which I'm really, really, really impressed with. The new IP looks like something from Next Generation, and it's named Sleeping Dogs. and it looks really good. Third-person action game, a little bit of shooting. The graphic looks amazing. I'm really going to keep my head up for that one because it actually made really good chill to my body when I saw it because they are actually coming with a new IP. You know, it's not that many new games coming out. There's always sequels or spin-offs, so I'm really glad they did that. Other than that, they did an amazing job in the press conferences. I really enjoyed it, and I hope they are keeping up the pace the next year. So far, um, they are actually I'm giving them a 8.5 out of 10, or maybe a 9 out of 10, and I'm not actually sure. But if I were to give them compared to last year's Ubisoft conferences, I will give them a splendid 10 out of 10 because they really improved, you know. So the next one was the Sony press conferences, and I have to say it. What were they thinking in the middle? Sorry, I'm just going to skip the beginning and the end and just tell you because they had this Harry Potter thing, you know. It's really cool for kids and so on, but really showing this to core gamers are not something you should do because I didn't feel it. I thought it was pretty silly. It's pretty cool for kids and so on, but sorry, I think they did a big miss there. Other than that, the games they showed were amazing. Their first parties, that's really good, you know. I have to give it to them. You know, they're only second to Ubisoft, and that's impressive. Even though it was a little late, The Last of Us, the first gameplay, that was amazing. You know, Naughty Dogs have really come a long way since the Uncharted, and you can really see that this is well made, and it's going to be a hit. I'm sure of that. For people that hasn't checked it out yet, please go and check it out because that game's truly amazing. Also, we had God of War Ascension, if I said that right. Anyway, they had multiplayer, it looks really well, and for the first time we got to see the campaign. Kratos is even more amazing, going out there, ripping people apart, taking up spears from dead bodies. That's really cool. And they really showed some amazing things like puzzling and so on. So again, very well done. Also, they showed some Assassin's Creed 3 exclusive gameplay, and they also showed some sea battles, which was awesome. And I have to give it to them. They have really done an amazing job on that part. You know, the first parties and also some of the third parties. You know, they also talked a little bit about statistic, which was not really interesting to be honest, but it's okay. You know, everybody makes mistakes, and they are far better than Microsoft when it comes to E3. You know, I've seen it year after year now, so really well done. Um, so I will give them a 7.5 out of 10. I think they did an amazing job. You know, a little bit weak some places, but other than that, truly great. I was not expecting anything less. You know, also the All Star PlayStation All Star. That was, you know, even though I'm not a big fan of this kind of type of games, that was actually pretty good. So I'm going to give them that. So in the last conferences we had Nintendo that came the day after. So didn't Nintendo impress me? No, they didn't. The Wii U did impress me a little. You know, we got to see some of the capabilities of it, and they announced many third-party games that have already been launched, which I thought was, yeah, not really good because we have seen this last year and we have played the most of these games before. That includes Arkham City. Sorry for that. Mass Effect 3. These type of games have already also we have already played them, to be honest, and that's really not compelling to me. Of course, other people might find it compelling. There are some enhanced features, like in the Batman game, you could actually use it to get your gadget outs and so on, and some really unique gameplay. But other than that, it looks the same. So I'm really hoping they're trying better with the first party titles. There was a new Mario game, two Mario games to be honest, and there was Mario VU, and then there was one Mario game for the 3DS. Also, they have announced a bigger 3DS and a lot of things like Nintendo 3D Nintendo Land, I think they named it, which is type of like mini games, kind of new sports type of party games, and it's okay. But one thing that I was really not impressed by is last year they had this amazing Zelda demo, and where is that? No Zelda for E3 2012. No Zelda as a launch title, and of course I'm a little bit skeptical about having a Zelda as a launch title, but really after last year I thought they might have something up their sleeves, you know, maybe a new tech demo, or maybe even a new Zelda game for the Wii U. That will be really amazing to watch Zelda in HD. Yeah, so that's how it is. As it is, I will give them probably a 4 out of 10 because they really didn't show me anything that wowed me, and that is almost for all of the people. There are a couple of games out there on the E3 booth, the E3 that didn't have anything with the conference to do that really impressed me. One of them was 1313, Star Wars 1313, a bounty hunter game, and that looks like really a next generation game. Fantastic graphics. You can actually see some of it early in this video. And I have to say it, if this game has the same level of polish that it had, then I'm going to buy it. Seriously, because that game's wow. I was wowed when I first looked at it, and it looks like a really good concept, an adult concept. So that's really amazing. Actually, Square Enix came out with a new engine that people should really look into because that looks amazing as well. Also, I know by the end of the week, I think this tomorrow, Epic is going to Unreal. The show was the first look at the Unreal Engine 4, which I'm really exciting about. You know, also the old engines is what's powering Gears of War, Mass Effect, and so on. So I want to see what they think next generation is going to look like. And also to go into some small games, we had Little Big Planet, like this racing game. It looks okay. And when it comes to the Wii U, we had, for example, some very small games like this was this awkward games, but it was this 100 P100, I think it was named, and it was a really cool project. So I hope they're actually going to be launch title because that looks really cool. Sorry if I'm bad at explaining this because I'm really trying to pull this out of my mind right now. So for the PS Vita, the PS Vita, in my opinion, is a fail, not because of the games, but because the way they are handling it. But yeah, there actually was one game that I interesting about, and that was Assassin's Creed, I can't really remember the name, for the PS Vita, with a female assassin in the lead role. That's really cool. I have to give it to them. A new game on the Vita is something that the Vita needs. They need some really killer games if they're going to succeed later. You know, there is still a war between that and the 3DS. The 3DS is winning, I think, but that's no surprise. The 3DS has this range of good games, and they had a horrible launch as well, so it's really about who is trying to come out on top in Japan and so on. We had Metal Gear Rising, which is the latest game in the Metal Gear franchise, not a Metal Gear Solid game, by the way. That looks really amazing as well, really come a long way since they showed it 2 E3s ago, I think, and I can't wait to play it. That is going to be one of my first games that I'm really going to think about buying because that game looks amazing. Other than that, there wasn't really big surprises this E3. I was actually awaiting a really big surprise, and the closest we got to that is the Ubisoft original IP, and that's about it, really. There was no big surprises. I hope you like this review. You know, in a review in itself, E3 was far below what I was expecting in the surprises. I will give them E3 in itself merely 5 out of 10 because I thought it was missing a lot of that magic that E3 needs. This is about games, this is about us playing games, this is about us getting the news, the new tech and so on, so sorry, I just can't take them seriously here. But there was some really good games. We got the Crysis 3, so on, The Last of Us, God of War, Halo 4, wow, and Gears of War, of course. But thank you very much. I'm really appreciating the support, guys. Please sub to my channel, and I'll give you more E3 coverage as long as I can. I think I'm going to do a separate video for Halo 4 because so far that looks amazing. So I can't wait until it comes out. I hope you enjoyed it. By the way, War for Cybertron rules, the new Transformers games. Didn't mention it, I forgot it, sorry. Very little time left, so thank you very much, and I see you next time.